Can we get a BM boss breakdown? You want me to teach you how Black Mage works? Okay, I got you, bro. I'll teach you how Black Mage works. Okay? Black Mage Maplestory guide. Okay, we're gonna go through the guide together. I'm gonna teach you how Black Mage works. We're gonna go through the guide and then we're gonna watch yours truly speedrun the boss himself, bro. Can we get a Saren boss breakdown? We could do that as well. If we go full time. I'm not gonna go full stream. Alright, boss HP, irrelevant, bro. It has a lot of health. P1, P2. Okay, actually, you know why? This is actually irrelevant because the boss gets shield as well. So, it may seem like P4 has the lowest amount of health. It's actually the tankiest phase because it gets the most amount of shields. Alright, this creative and destructive curse. White and black curse. This is the most important concept to understand in Black Mage. Black Mage is one of the very few bosses in the game that you can lose lives without dying. Okay? This is the most important concept to understand in Black Mage. If you don't understand this concept, you're never going to clear. Unless you play Kana or Shade. Alright, so you can see on the left there's White Curse. And you can see on the right there's Black Curse. Different attacks in Black Mage either give you White Curse or they give you Black Curse. It's one or the other. Everything gives you one or the other. So this is what happens when you have White Curse. If you have White Curse, it'll show above your head. If you have the White Curse, you will be healing. You'll be healing 4% every second, but you will be doing less damage. You will have 10% damage reduction. You will do less damage. Not only that, I believe an explosion spawns near you every 2 seconds that deals 15% of your max HP. So you want to keep moving because if you stand in one spot, you're gonna die. Kana does not die in BM because it has Foxfire, and Foxfire tanks the curse. You don't get cursed. Foxfire tanks it for you. Okay, now when you have Black Curse, now here's the thing about Black Curse. It's the opposite. The Black Curse, you're doing 10% more final damage, so you're even stronger, but you take more damage, so it's like a mini last resort. You will take more damage. Things hurt more, but you're doing more damage. But this is the worst part about Black Curse. The worst part about Black Curse is you cannot use any potions at all. You can't heal. So it's very, very dangerous. You have 12 lives in Black Mage, and you can die 2 ways in Black Mage. This is very unique to Black Mage. You could either die just by, you know, your HP reaching 0, like a normal death, or if you remember Black and White Curse, if you remember what I was talking about here, if you have White Curse and you get hit by something that gives you Black Curse, you will lose a life. And not only will you lose a life, you're not going to die. You're just going to lose a life. You will be sealed, so you can't use any of your skills, meaning you can't dash around for like a few seconds. So you can repeatedly lose lives because you can't do anything. And if you have Black Curse and you get hit by something that gives you White Curse, you lose a life again and you get sealed. So it is very, very, very important. How do you swap curse? Interact key? That's in P4. We'll get to that. Wait, are the 2 curses a choice? No. Different attacks give you different curses. So you want to make sure that if you having one of each curse isn't inherently bad. It's fine to be cursed. But if you get hit by the opposite curse while you're cursed, you will die. But here's the other thing. If you have White Curse, all of the attacks that give you White Curse do not curse you. Like, it's not like the White Curse stacks and you get like double White Curse, for example. The duration will increase, but it's not like you get like minus 20%, for example. Okay, here. So this guy puts a graphic here. So if you get the curse combination, you lose a life and you're sealed. So this is the worst part. Dying to HP is actually better for you in Black Mage. If you're going to die, try to die by HP. Because if you get curse death, you don't have resistance iframe. You can't just float there for 30 seconds. You're still alive. You just lost a life and you get sealed. Okay, so phase 1. Phase 1 is the hardest phase in Black Mage. But most parties, 1 burst out of phase 1 and then just move on. But this is the hardest phase, like easily. So these are the 2 things that give you White Curse in P1. Either the White Knight, Aeonian Rise, or the White Balls. People have different names for this. Some people call it Snow. Some people call it Vertical. Some people call it like White Balls. Like people have all these different names. But this is the White Ball and Aeonian Rise, the White Knight. These 2 things, every single thing, if you get hit by this, you'll get White Curse. If you get hit by any of his attacks, you get White Curse. Now, Destructive Curse, Black Curse. If you get hit by Chains, you get Black Curse. Or if you get hit by the Black Knight, you get Black Curse. GIF, thank you so much for the Prime, man. 6 months. Go. Chains will be spawning periodically in this phase, like over and over, and they do a lot of damage to you, and you want to keep moving. The chain spawns, if you know how Lucid Laser works, where like the laser will target you in the last like previous location where you were, so you want to keep moving. Chains work the same way, but they're faster than lasers, so you want to really keep moving. The Black Knight, all of his attacks give you Black Curse too. Yeah, so the chains either spawn in waves of 3 or 6, and then it looks like this: 1, 2, 3, and each one does 15% HP and gives you Black Curse. Or they spawn waves of 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you want to keep moving. They will kill you. Now, this is the white balls. Thank you so much for the follow, Yelu. This is the white balls. It always falls in this pattern, either starting from the right side or starting from the left side. But it always falls in this like diagonal angle. Cascading, yeah. It always falls like this, and you can walk in between. So you see how it pops here, and if you're standing here where my mouse is, like, you could just walk. You don't have to dash. You don't have to like do anything fancy. Just wait for the one in front of you to pop and then walk forward. Okay, so there's the lightning. The lightning, which is the cage, we call it in P1. This will divide the map up in P1, and if you touch it, you're dead immediately. You can TP through it. If you have dark sight, you could flash them through it. But if you don't have any sort of like TP or dark sight, if you try to touch this thing, you will die. It's a one shot. It's a one-shot kill. So when you enter Black Mage, there's the 2 Knights. The 2 Knights are the most dangerous thing in Black Mage. White Knight and Black Knight. The White Knight is way more dangerous. You want to avoid this guy. Yeah, that's why G4 is saying me on the left, because he knows this one's the more dangerous one. You want to avoid this one at all costs. It's for most people, if you get hit by any of its attacks, you're dead, like immediately. Because White Curse is extremely dangerous in phase 1 because chains are always coming all the time. And if you remember, chains give you Black Curse. So you know, if you have White Curse from him, the chain's gonna kill you. Yeah, so this attack, they both have the same moves. They have the same move set. They have the charge. This thing's hitbox is massive, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro, like this thing's hitbox is huge, bro. Like you need a dash either really, really fast, like not many classes can dash out of the way if you're dashing right, or you want to dash behind him. It's safer usually to go behind him, but this thing's hitbox is huge, the charge. His hitbox is until the tip of the sword. So it's not like him. The hitbox is till the tip of the sword. So this over here, like this is considered the hitbox. This entire square is the hitbox for it. There's also the dive. This is a one-shot kill. The dash doesn't kill you, but you get cursed. But this is a one-shot kill. If you're under him, this entire rectangle that I'm marking here, if you're under him, you will die. One-shot kill. Is there a roof? You can up jump and blink. Yeah. But the hitbox is probably really high, so you're gonna have to be really careful. This is a one-shot kill move. This is the swing. This is it goes through your stance. If you have a super stance, you don't get pushed. But this is the swing. If you're up to him, he's just gonna yeet you out of the way. He'll send you across the map, bro. No, this is Black Mage. He has the same moves, same exact move set. Okay, so the Shrieking Wall. Basically, at the edges of the map, left and right side, the map will slowly get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller as P1 progresses. So you can't hide forever, basically. And every single time the wall comes up, it's an instant death. If you're in that location where the wall comes up, instantly dead. So you don't want to be in the corners of the map because the walls will come up from the corners of the map. You see, it says it does 1000% HP, so no damage reduction is going to save you. It will kill you. The map gets smaller and smaller. Now, so after the knights do some attacks, the knights will reset back to the middle, and every single time they reset, they get a shield. they get a shield, and you're not doing damage to them unless you break that shield. So that's why Black Mage, on paper, it seems like it doesn't have that much HP, but things have so many shields in this boss, so they have effectively more HP. Shield HP is 1 trillion. I don't think this is accurate. I believe it's 3 to 4 trillion. 3 to 4 trill. I think it's 3 trill. And here's the nice thing about Black Mage is these knights share the same HP. So if you're hitting both of them, you're doing double damage. So you want to always make sure P1 is less. Oh, okay. You want to make sure you're always hitting both of them. Okay, so P2 I'd say is one of the easier phases for most people, but I mean, we'll just go through it. So P2, again, White Curse. What gives you White Curse in P2? The same thing as P1, the white balls cascading. Now there's a new attack in P2, the purples. So purples, there's 2 parts to it, so we'll get to it once we explain purples a little more, but these things are annoying. And the spikes. The spikes are very, very dangerous. And we'll explain them as they appear. But keep in mind that the most important thing in Black Mage is you need to know what gives what curse. What can you dark sight go through? You can dark sight the white balls, and you could dark sight the purples. Black Curse. What gives you Black Curse? Chains. Chains are in this phase again. And the cat eyes. You call them cat eyes or the ball just because it kind of looks like cat eyes. This thing is kind of like the Lotus Sun. The Lotus Orange Sun, where it's just like bouncing around in the map. Actually, to be specific, one of the balls is targeting you and it's going to follow you. And the other one is just bouncing around the map. And it shreds your HP pretty fast. And this is P2, yeah. And it gives you Black Curse. Black Mage in this phase, he's just in the middle of the map, similar to Lucid P1. He's just sitting there the whole time, and you can just hit him the entire time. Chains will be spawning throughout the map. Every so often, he gives you blindness. So think of you can't see anything. You will not. The whole entire map goes black unless around your character. He'll give you blindness for a little bit. Yeah. So he summons. This is the cat eyes I was talking about. So every so often he'll summon the cat eyes. There's two cat eyes. One of them follows you and one of them bounces around the map. Yeah, so you see like this one is approaching me and this one is bouncing around the map. And they'll disappear after 20 seconds, yeah. So we know this. This is the same attack as P1, just cascading order. Now these are the purples. The purple meters, these are very, very, very dangerous. These are very, very dangerous. So the purples will always spawn from the top right and land in the bottom left. Always, 100% of the time. And as they're falling down, they do... As they're falling down, they do 50% of your health. So if you were to get hit by one as it crashes down, it does 50%. And it gives you White Curse on top of that. And White Curse is very dangerous in P2. But when they land, they turn into these like rolling balls. Some people call them spider. Some people call them cars. I don't know why. But yeah, so you call them the rolling because they roll towards you, the balls. And these rollings, they usually culminate to the bottom right. So they'll land on the bottom left over here, and then they'll roll towards the right. And the hitbox for these things is actually smaller than it looks. So if you're looking at my mouse, the hitbox is only like a square where the ball is. So you could actually just jump over these things. Or you could TP in between them if you're clean with it. But they give you White Curse. Now, there's the spikes. Spikes are also very dangerous. You'll see the spikes peeking up. Similar to the tornado in Gloom. The spikes will be peeking up and you don't want to stand there. Because when the spikes go up, it does 90% and it gives you White Curse. So you want to know that each spike has its own timer. So like this one's going to go up first, and then this one's going to go up, and then these are going to go up, right? So you want to be no damage during peak? No damage during peak. So you could technically stand on top of it and then move out of the way. Like it doesn't do any damage. So once it goes up, that's when it does damage. When it's like this, it does damage. And there's a ceiling to this map. You can't up jump and blink these. You can't. Like there's a ceiling. The ceiling will prevent you from doing that. Now, yes, this is very important. The corners of the map are safe, no matter what. So no matter what, the spikes will never hit the corner. So the corners are always safe every single time in this map in P2. Okay, so this is the FMA. Every minute there's an FMA in Black Mage, and the FMA is a one-shot. So to be safe from the FMA or test, basically, you either need to be in the middle of the map, or the left side of the map, or the right side of the map. And that's determined by Black Mage himself. He will call out where you want to be. So you want to be watching him. You want to be watching him. So if his left hand, well, from us it's left. But if you see it on the left side, a red circle, then you got to go to the left of the map immediately, or you will die. See? This left corner here is safe, but everywhere else in the map you will die. It's the same with the right side. You see he has a purple circle on the right side. You got to go on the right corner, and you'll die. And then the best one is middle. When he does both hands, you got to be in the middle. And the reason why middle's the best is because you can keep hitting him in the middle of the FMA. The other sides, you can't reach him. It's too far away. But in the middle, you could keep hitting him. Now, what's annoying? What's annoying about the FMA is that every single time FMA is done, he gets a shield. So every single time the FMA is done, he gets a shield. And you gotta break the shield all over again to deal his HP. Can he do stuff like spikes, etc. as he announces FMA? Or is it safe? No, he can. He can do it stuff as he announces FMA, so it's very, very, very dangerous. He can do it. There can be things happening all at once. There's no limitation to this. So now we're entering P3, and Phase 3 is the hardest phase for most people. This is where people get hard stuck. Phase 3 is the hard one. Now, what gives you White Curse in P3? A lot of things give you White Curse in P3. And if you remember, White Curse is really dangerous to have. Okay, so this is creation. When the platforms get created in P3, if you're in that area, you get White Curse. The Dark Matter, as we know, in Phase 1 and 2, it gives you White Curse. Purple, as we know from P2, the rolling, it gives you White Curse. What does White Curse do? Go back in the VOD. Knockback, which is the most dangerous part of P3. This is the most dangerous thing that people struggle with, the knockback. This gives you White Curse as well. Black Mage himself knocks you back. Destructive Curse. Okay, so only 2 things give you Black Curse in this phase, but the 2 things, one of the things is very, very, very dangerous. Very dangerous, and that's the lasers. The lasers are really, really scary in this phase, especially the pink ones, which are known as the super lasers. The Angel of Destruction, they shoot out little dots to give you Black Curse, but you gotta be careful, but they're not that dangerous. The one close to God. So in Black Mage Phase 3, there's a very important mechanic. There's a bubble around him, and you have to stay within the bubble to really do damage to him. If you're outside of the bubble, you heal half as much and you deal half as much damage, exactly like Magnus. Magnus has that blue aura around him. A Black Mage has the exact same thing. You need to stay in this bubble. Now, if you're not in the bubble, not only do you heal less and deal less damage, he does super lasers when you're outside of the bubble. So it's really dangerous because he spams super lasers and you're gonna die. So you gotta stay in the bubble. And here's the thing. As you lower his HP, the bubble gets smaller and smaller. So you really, really gotta be on top of him. So this is the first stage of the bubble. When he gets to 2/3 HP, it shrinks to medium size. And then this is the smallest bubble. And when it's this size, you gotta literally be right under him. Like right under him, or you're not doing damage to him. Right under him. So here are the lasers. Lasers give you Black Curse. These blue lasers, these are like the baby lasers. They do a lot of damage. You don't want to get hit by more than 2. If you get hit more than 2, you will die 100% of the time. And they spawn every so often. Like, they spawn pretty frequently. It's like every few seconds, like, there's going to be lasers. Maybe like every 5 seconds or something. There's going to be lasers. So, and you want to dodge them because they give you Black Curse every single time. And you saw, if you remember earlier, there's so many things that give you White Curse. So you want to dodge these lasers. Now, every so often, this guide isn't updated yet. This is an older guide, but in the current iteration of Black Mage, there's 2 types of lasers. There's the blue lasers and the pink lasers. The pink lasers do way more damage. So and then you can see the indicator where the laser will be. So this is an indicator, right? It's a skinny line, and then it expands into the wider line. He does the pink lasers when he's not aggroing on anybody because you guys are either too far away. It's not a one shot, but if you get hit by 2 pink lasers, you're dead. It does more than half. But the blue one, it does half, so you could get hit by 2 and not die. Now, this is the most important mechanic of P3. This is by far the most important thing, and people need to get this down if you're gonna want to clear. Assuming he does not lose aggro at all, or does no other attacks, every 4 seconds he will push you. And this push gives you white curse, and it does a little bit of HP. But the most annoying part of the push is since you're pushed, you're like semi-stunned for like a second. So if you're getting pushed and as lasers are happening all the time, you will die. That's the most common thing that people die to in Black Mage. Thank you, Infinitely Wet, for the follow. Most common thing people die to in P3 Black Mage is push into laser, because the push gives you white curse and the laser gives you black curse. And if you remember, not only can you die due to the curse, you could die to HP as well. So if you get pushed into a laser, you'll take the death. You'll lose a life from getting the 2 different curses on you, and you'll also die because it does a lot of damage. So you'll take a double death. You'll lose 2 lives. If you get both curses equals death, yes. So if you watch carefully, he does a wind up where he's like this. Once you see that wind up, press down, bro. Press down immediately. And then when he goes like that, when he spreads out like a star, you're pushed. And then when he goes back to normal, that's when you can release the down key and stand up again. So you need to really practice this timing. He does the wind up, so you're holding down, and he does the push, and then you could stand up again. Wind up, push, you could stand up. He does the pull every so often. He pulls everybody towards him, right under him. He pulls everybody right under you. Now, here's the thing about the pull. The pull is really... Here's a little tip. Here's a pro tip as an endgamer myself. The pull is actually really good because as he's pulling, he can't push. So the pull is guaranteed damage on him because he can't do anything else while he's pulling. So it is guaranteed damage. But it's a double-edged sword because usually after a pull, he pushes as well. So you got to be ready for it. Usually he always pushes right after the pull. You actually know when he's going to do super lasers. So if you look very carefully, if you pay attention to Black Mage, he does this little spiraling pattern around him. When he does this spiraling pattern, it's going to be super lasers. So you got to be very careful. It's not going to be the normal lasers. It's going to be the super ones that will do way more damage to you. See how they all flashed pink? And he's also pushing and sucking at the same time. And you could lose it. You could lose a life. That's what people usually lose their lives to. Push and laser. So the angels are these little like blue like rifts in the air, and they shit out these blue dots in like all directions, and they give you black curse. They don't do that much damage, but they give you black curse. And as the phase continues, like the angels, more of them spawn, more and more. See, and there could be up to 6 at the same time. And I believe the bullets go towards the middle of the map. So yeah. There's the red meteors. Honestly, these aren't that important, but just make sure you don't get hit. If you get hit by that, you get reverse keyed, which is really annoying because all your keys are reversed. So it doesn't give you any sort of curse. It just reverse keys you. Oh, there's the stun ball too. These things are really annoying. These things fall in a zigzag pattern like that, and if you get hit by this, you're stunned. It stuns you for 4 seconds, which is actually a long time. And then they go away when they hit the ground. And then these, the white balls, it's the same pattern. We know this. Wait for this to break, then just walk. The biggest tip in Black Mage P3 is to always wait for the push. Before you do anything, wait for the push. That's the most important thing in Black Mage. If 4 seconds stun, guaranteed kick, since kick is every 4 seconds. Kick is every 4 seconds if he doesn't lose aggro. If he loses aggro, it could be not every 4 seconds. It could reset the timer. You always want to wait. You always want to wait for the push before you do anything. Like, let's say you want to dodge this. Let's say I'm standing right here under this one, right? If you're looking at my mouse, let's say I'm standing right here, and I want to dodge it by waiting for this one to break and moving right. I would not just dodge it. I would wait for the push by walking left wait for the push, then I would dodge it. Because if you're gonna dodge it as you're walking, you're probably gonna get pushed. So you always want to wait for the push for everything. Oh, it's not a perm curse. No. I should have mentioned that. Curses last 7 seconds, but server lag can make that longer, and status resist can make that shorter. Yeah, so purples, we know what it does. Okay, so as the phase is progressing, platforms will spawn in certain locations in the map. As the platform is spawning, you see this green area. If you're in that green as it's spawning, you get white curse. And there's 6 different platforms. They always spawn in this exact same location every time. Okay, so there's 2 FMAs. There's 2 tests every single minute, similar to P2. There's 2 tests in Black Mage. There's either up FMA and down FMA. The way to know which FMA it is to watch Black Mage himself. He will tell you. So if it goes red like this, if he's like turning Super Saiyan, he's like if he's going crazy like that, it is up FMA. If he's going crazy like that, you need to not be on the ground. If you're on the ground, you're dead immediately. Like done. It's over for you, bro. So that's why you want to stand on the platforms while this is happening. The floor is lava, basically. Right here. If you're on the ground while this happens, you're dead. Oh, and similarly to P2, every single time the FMA ends, he gains a fat-ass shield that you have to break. So you could start hitting him again. And all the platforms instantly go away. They break. If you're on the platform as it breaks, you will get Black Curse and you will take a lot of damage. So you want to jump off the platform a little bit before it breaks. See, they all break at the same time. White? I thought I got Black Curse. Oh, it might have been the other way around then. Oops. Anyways, and this is the down FMA. So down FMA, again, if you're looking at him, you can tell what it is. If it's all white like this, not red like last time, it's down. And Mashi, thank you for the tier 1, man. I appreciate that. You either need to stay under a platform to dodge the balls falling, or iframe it, or have dark sight. One of those 3 options. So there's going to be... this pattern of balls is not the same pattern every time. Sometimes they're clumped up in one area and there's a little safe spot, like even without a platform. You can see how this platform is here, right? These balls, can Darkseid ignore them? Yes, Darkseid ignores this one, not the up FMA. It ignores down FMA. See, it's gonna break here. You see it broke. So if you were standing here, you'd be safe. And if these balls touch you, they kill you. And when they explode, it should work on up as well. True. When they explode, the hitbox expands a little bit too. So it's not like it has a linger hitbox and it expands a little bit too. So you gotta be really, really careful. And same thing, all the FMAs get cleared and the shield is gained again. And that's P3. This is the hardest phase for most people. Now P4 is really the easiest phase, but it's the tankiest one, so it takes a while. So P4, there's a unique mechanic. There's a unique mechanic that's not in P1, P2, or P3. P4 is completely unique. So instead of having you have curses in P4, but this time in P4 you could kind of choose what curse you want to have. You could either have a white aura behind you or a black aura behind you. And if you choose to have the white aura behind you, every single thing that gives you white curse does no damage to you. And if you have a black aura, every single thing that gives you black curse does no damage to you. So you need to choose, and you could choose by pressing the interact key. You can see here, so like in this example, he chose to have the black aura. That means he can only have white curse on him. So you really don't take curse deaths in this phase. You only really take HP deaths. You could take curse deaths, but you really don't. So the same thing applies. Like the explosion happens near you because you have white curse. Yeah, so you can see there's no attack patterns, but dozens of bullets will greet the players. Yeah, if you look carefully, he does this swirl around him. When he does this swirl around him, you're slowed and you can't use movement skills. It's not for too long, so it's not that bad. But you just gotta be careful. If you're like, whoa, why can't I move? Why can't I jump? You're slowed. The explosions are the most dangerous thing in P3 and P4 because these explosions happen really, really fast and they do 50% of your damage. Like these explosions are really quick. Like, they're very, very hard to dodge. And if you get hit by 2 of them, you're basically dead unless you have odd HP. As soon as they appear, you get hit. Like, there's no, like, there's a very, 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 very small window to react and dodge these things. Very, very small window. So they're very dangerous. If see, these are black and these are white. Depending on what color. If I have black aura around me, it doesn't do any damage. Only the white one does, and vice versa. These explosions happen randomly throughout the map in random spots. Bullets. Okay, so this seems very, very scary to most people, but they really don't do that much damage. I wouldn't stress too much about it, like you have to dodge every single bullet. Like, it doesn't do that much. These are all black bullets, so if you have black aura, they would not do any damage to you. And there's different types of patterns as well. So these are all white bullets. So if you had black aura, they would all do damage to you and give you white curse. Now, if you realize, like, the further you are away from black mage, the wider the gap between the bullets gets, right? You know, you want to work with that. There's different patterns. There's, like, you know, one spiral. There's the alternating spiral. It's like white, black, white, black, white, black. These patterns aren't that dangerous, the ones that just go out in all directions, but there's certain ones that are very dangerous. The shotgun ones, the shotgun and the heat-seeking ones are very dangerous. Now, the thing about P4, if you remember in P2 and P3 how there's a test every single minute, in P4 there's a test every 30 seconds, so you need to really be paying attention because the tests happen very, very often, and if you remember, every time there's a test, he gets a shield. And since the shields are happening every 30 seconds in P4, he's getting a shield a lot. Like, he's getting the shields very, very often. So you're not doing that much damage to him in reality because he keeps getting the shield very, very often. A lot of people, when they're soloing, for example, by the time they break the shield, he does FMA again, so he gets the shield back. So it's like you were barely doing any damage to him. Now, when he does FMA, the map is going to be covered in these lightning rod patterns, right? Some of them are black, some of them are white, and I'm sure if you figured it out, if you have black aura, you want to stand in the black spots. If you have white aura, you want to stand in the white spots. If you have black aura and you stand right here, which is a white spot, you will die immediately. So you want to be in the correct color. And once this appears, you're safe. Like, once it explodes like this, you don't have to stand here anymore. You could jump around. Like, let's say I have black aura and I'm standing in this black area here and it explodes. Like, I could jump to the right and I'm not going to die. It's not a lasting hitbox. Once it appears, like, you're good. You're safe. And then you see he gets the shield again. Yeah, see, you won't get any damage from the same property. Exactly. So, like, black aura is standing on the black area. Are the spikes in P2 lasting hitbox? No. Once they go up, that's it. You're good. And that's it. That's Black Mage. So hopefully this explained the boss a little bit better. And then you're in the final loot room and then you break it and you're good. Hopefully that explained it a little bit better. You have a little bit better of an idea for Black Mage. For Hido speedrun. Yeah, I could show you my solo real quick. So, like, I spawn in white and black immediately. I'm prepping my burst because they're about to start jumping me. Let's watch it at 2x speed, I guess. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to bait them to stack on top of each other so that I could hit them both at the same time. How did I get get buffed? Sakuno's Blessing. Shorter cooldown. Yeah, so I see... Okay, so this is a perfect example of when I said the hitbox on the charge is very, very long. So I dash all the way back here. And white still hits me because I dash back like a fucking idiot. But the hitbox is really big. Like, white is all the way over here and I'm over here and I still lose a life. Oh, shit, anything. So I see that they're stacked here. This is before Erda bound more than one target, so I only bind one of them. And I'm just trying to do as much as I can while they're stacked. And then black goes out of the way, which is, like, unfortunate. And, you know, I'm just trying to burst them down so I can get out of here. There you go. Alright, I forgot to mention... the most important skill in Black Mage is Hero's Will. Hero's Will will make it, if you use Hero's Will, the most important... Bro, what the fuck am I saying, bro? Yo, it's too late. Dude, I just had like a brain aneurysm, bro. Like, what the hell? Basically, if you use Hero's Will, you cannot get a curse for 3 seconds. So you wanna think of Hero's Will as a curse iframe. It is very, very important. Scuffed green screen. Yeah, this was so ass.
I could have done better. I fucked up my burst. It's okay.
Anyway, so P2 starts. I'm blinded. If you remember, you get blind. This is what the blind looks like. You literally can't see shit, bro. You can't see anything. Just trying to do as much. 80 bill, dude. This is. I was stronger. I was stronger before I abandoned this. I'm a little bit nerfed here. Yeah, so you see the chains are bodying me. I'm trying to dodge the spikes as they're coming up. They all have their own timer. Here's a perfect example of the whites falling. Whites are falling. I wait for this one to break, and I just move forward. That's it. I see the purples are falling. Purples always fall right to left, so I go towards the right side, and I just iframe through. Spikes are coming up. I'm still iframed, so it's all good. I didn't see where the FMA was because I used one of my burst skills, and one of my burst skills actually blinds Hayato. This is a nerf, by the way, that's getting fixed this patch. You guys, all you baby ass Hayatos nowadays don't have to deal with this. So I used one of my burst skills here, and it like just fucks up my screen. Even if I don't have even if I have transparency on, it doesn't matter, bro.
I didn't see where it was.
I didn't see where it was, but I got lucky that I was in the middle.
I'm so lucky. I didn't see where it was at all.
Yeah. So I'm chilling here. I see the spikes all have different timers, so since I know that all the spikes have different timers, I know that these on the right are going to go up first, so I go to the left, wait for them to come up, then I dash right, and then these will come up. The healing on Hayato, yeah, Hayato has crazy lifesteal, so it's easier for Hayato. See, this is another really good example of dodging the whites. So I see whites are coming down. I wait for this one to break. I'm standing right here, right under this one. I'm waiting for it, and then I just go to the right. Purple, you could just jump over them, or you could blank or whatever. Up jump. Every class is up jump, so. Dude, I haven't even used my burst yet. Alright, so I see it's middle FMA again. I'm actually the luckiest player in the world. Middle FMA again in speedruns is like goated because you just can keep hitting the boss.
I call them bosses doesn't exist for you.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You're not feeling legit kills me.
Yeah, I know.
Little bit. That's kind of funny. A Jenny iframe here, pop my burst. Anyways,
oh my god, I'm so lucky. Triple middle! I have to do it.
Yeah, mid FMA again, and then I'm out. Okay, so P3, at the start of P3, he always does lasers, and he always does purples at the start of P3. Every single time. So always expect lasers and always expect purples. Okay, so I popped Hero's Will here, and I just dashed through them because I know they're not going to curse me since I popped Hero's Will. So every single time he's about to push, I press down. And you don't have to press down for that long. Like, look, I press down just for like a couple moments, and then I press up again so I can keep hitting it. And I'm purposely getting hit by the lasers here because if you remember, Black Curse gives you 10% extra final damage. So I'm purposely trying to get hit by the lasers here because I want to do as much damage as possible.
Getting hit by lasers is good.
Now, these pink lasers, this is what I mentioned. Like, these are the super lasers. They do so much damage. They do way more.
Oh, yeah.
So I got pushed there. I didn't press down in time. No, I actually did press down in time. Look, I'm pressing down as he's pushing, but I let go of down too early. So he was still in the middle of pushing. Never mind. Well, don't forget what I just said. I didn't press down. Never mind. I got pushed and died. I suck.
Oh, idiot. Paying attention.
Never mind. But that could happen to you, though. That could happen, though. That could happen. You could let go of down a little too early and get pushed. Anyways, I pop Hero's Will again so that I could just run through them and keep doing more damage. Okay, so I see that there's up FMA here, if you remember. I'm still trying to hit him as much as I can. So here's the other thing about the FMA. you can actually jump down from the platform before the FMA really like ends on your screen, because like it's still safe. Like it still shows, like I'm on the ground right now, right? It still shows like the floor is lava, like the FMA is happening, but it's actually safe. So you could jump off that platform a little bit before. I got pushed because I suck. Anyways, P3 is just, it's just the repeated, like, just this over and over again. FMA, DPS. Little bit.
That too.
Yeah.
And then, so this is the most dangerous part of P3 because of, yo, this is kind of clean, low-key, bro. Look at this. You want to, the thing about P3, when the ball is this small, is you want to be right under him, which is really, really dangerous because you're literally right under him. Clean by 2 lives left. Okay, the thing with me is I'm actually using the lives so I could do more damage. Trust me, bro. I'm not ass. Copium. Yo, that was actually a clean dash, bro. The micro jumps, bro. Kind of bug. This is on reboot. This is on reboot a really long time ago.
Did I burst out of here? I don't know.
At the time when I did this solo, this was the second fastest solo in the whole server at the time. But now 24 minutes is like, come on. Anybody could do that nowadays.
I'm just gonna do it. Okay.
Ains BM solo the quickest? I'm not sure. Full 22 double prime? I had mostly double primes, yeah. Dude, I was fatter here. I don't know if it's just me, but I look fatter. So I switched to white aura here because Hado has lifesteal. And this is like, P4 is like kind of brain dead. Like, as you can see, like all the white attacks are not doing any damage to me because I have white aura. So I'm trying to dodge all the black attacks only. And I just keep hitting it. It's like a wall. You just gotta keep pushing. And yeah.